When our enemies are allowed to hurt us, we become their slaves.
Yes.
Did you hear that one?
Yeah.
And we think, I'm getting back at them, but you're not getting back at them at all. You're becoming their slave.
That's right. They're playing hopscotch and skipping merrily along through life, and you're harboring all this pain inside, and it's not right. It's not our design.
I had an explosive temper. My ex-wife, grounds for divorce, mental and verbal abuse. How long did that stay with you? Because it would be tough to get over that. Because I read a lot of books, and people that have gone through divorces are carrying that. And in fact, John McCain, that was running for president, someone asked him, what would be your biggest regret? And I remember him saying, my divorce. I mean, he said it just like that. And this is like eons ago. And he's remarried and, got another family and the whole thing. But isn't that interesting? First in his mind.
It is. Yes, and I think it's a big one according to God. I mean, marriage is sacred. And if I knew then what I know now, I don't believe that marriage would have come to a divorce. I believe that marital problems, divorce, is a symptom of 3 lies that are exposed in this book, and they're the opposite of what God says about us, our value, our circumstances, and our past hurts. But because of the healing power, the truth for our past hurts, God healed me of that, freed me of the guilt and the shame and all the resentment that I had towards her. I know now that she was just hurting, and she came into the marriage with hurts, and I was hurting, and I came into the marriage with hurts.
Hurt people hurt people.
Yeah, we were both lost. That's why he uses the word lost and blind. We didn't see. And it just worked out. A year after it happened was when I was still living in the world. And then one day it all hit me like a wave crashing over, that I had all these things of the world. I did everything that the world said would bring me fulfillment and peace. But I was as empty can get, and I just
What
didn't
filled
want to
that
do it.
emptiness?
Well, it didn't get filled right away. I was on my knees begging God to take my life or use it. I didn't care. Didn't want to live as a slave anymore. But what filled it was first the truth, which gained me the freedom. And that freedom filled me to such a degree that it's been over 6 years now, and there's still hardly a day that goes by where I don't find myself weeping over the intense joy I experience compared to what I used to feel. So what filled it is just that freedom and His love, and now
Who shared
I'm
Christ with
overflowing.
you? Where did that happen? How did that happen?
I was alone on my knees, and I wasn't sure about God. But I had gone to church in the past here and there, but I never made a real connection because there wasn't that real surrender. I wasn't in the pig pen like in the prodigal story yet. But through, I went to a counselor, and Dr. Sharon Otis, who has been very instrumental in my walk, she actually walked me through the salvation prayer just to make sure. And I'm very thankful for that. My friend Mark Alt, who is the pastor of our church, we became great friends, and he was discipling me, and his friendship just became very real. So, yeah.
Now, $1 million in equipment and properties. Tell us about that.
Yeah, and maybe the end of '99, I started investing in real estate. I always had a passion for it, but
During
I'd
the
never
balloon?
done it.
Or just before the balloon?
That was before the boom. So I came in at, I guess, a good time.
Yeah.
It's not a good time now.
No, it isn't.
But yeah, I started investing, and within a few years, I had over $1 million in equity in the properties. And I had nothing to start, per se. I mean,
Just
I
like the
had a
guy on
house.
TV says you can have.
Yep.
You ever see that guy give the pitch?
Yes, you sure can. It's true. I mean, you leverage yourself, and it's a gamble. But I figured I didn't have that much to lose. I went for it. Problem is after a few years of that, it added stress to my life. I still had my business, our marriage. Our marriage broke up. I lost half the real estate, so I was no longer a millionaire. Afterwards,
How did you lose half?
well, half went to my ex. We
Yeah.
split it.
Now, that'll get you angry.
Yeah, it was a little bit. I think I was too sad to really be that angry at that point, but it's kind of like having your bubble burst.
Yeah.
Because I had
right.
lost my dream, what I based my value and my security on, instead of on Christ.
How you doing now financially?
Well, not so good. Our properties, they're sustaining. They're a little in the red. We're a little behind. But
Now, do you ever get to the point where you say, okay, Lord, I'm not living for you. I got $1 million in property. My life is in your hands now. I've turned it over to you. I've got this great marriage, and now I'm in the red. Something isn't matching here.
I actually found myself struggling just a bit with, on occasion, with the properties when I started to lose a lot of tenants. I have a couple strip plazas, one right here in Largo, and I was feeling that strain. And I said, Rob, are you a liar? Because one of the truths is faith, and I'm supposed to be living hurt-proof. And this was weighing on me on occasion. Every time I'd hear of a new couple tenants leaving or something happening. And so I went to God and I said, what do you want me to do, Father? And he said, say goodbye. So I started to weep and I said goodbye to it. And ever since, now I'm not affected. It doesn't matter. And I tell the people in my life group, I grabbed a Bible one day and I said, you see this Bible? And I laid down on the ground and I think somebody took a picture of it. And I said, you see, it makes a great pillow. And if that's where God wants me, then that's where I want to be.
Wow.
Take what you need to take, Lord, for your will to be done, and give what you need to give for your will to be done.
This is